Okay, here we go. My part 3, last part, interesting part with Cal McCoy, and we were talking about the Saint John Regional Correctional Facility. I'll get it right one of these days. But I was so surprised myself. I always said to the staff, I said, how many people that took heart attacks here, strokes, because they denied me my prescription? And then once the boys saw me on TV, then they come to me and start telling me stories. And one of the story was that a guy died a couple of months ago. I mean, you were there, I guess?
Yes, I was. It was before I got out on March 16th, and the man was from St. Stephen Way, and his name was Ryan. I don't remember his last name.
I got it marked.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cousteau, maybe? Cousteau. Something.
All I know is from St. Stephen or St. Andrew Way,
Yeah.
and you know, the man was prescribed on a real high milligrams of Oxycontin, and
he had money and he took a lot of pills
I don't know.
before he went there.
I don't know, but he was really sick when he come in.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact he was prescribed these medications because this is what he told the inmates. But he looked really sick when he came in, and he looked like he really needed some medical attention, and they weren't giving it to him properly because when we got locked up, they come and lock us up, and we all had to go in ourselves, right? Well, the man couldn't even get off his chair, so they said they're going to take him down the nurse's station. Well, the man could barely get up. There's two guards at both of his arms walking down in the hall, and we never heard nothing about it till later. And later on that night, we heard that he passed away inside the nurse's station, which is just kind of weird, and I think it's kind of fishy because they said that he committed suicide while he was in the nurse's station, which is, I don't know how he can commit suicide when he could barely stand up and walk. And in the nurse's station, there's a camera right in the room there where they're always watching you.
And the guards are always there.
24/7, you're always being surveillance because that's where they put people that are on suicide watch. They always have to watch them.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I just don't understand how the man can kill himself with them not paying attention or not watching when they're supposed to be watching. And to top it off, refuse him his medication, which I think that's the reason why he died. I don't think he could have killed himself. I believe that it was just
neglect.
Neglect, but they weren't following the proper procedures. They weren't giving the medical attention that he needed, and I don't know, like right there, that disgusted me. Like right then and there, that told me, like, what if I was sick? You know, that just made me want to get out of there more. Like, I know jail's a bad place and it's a place where you don't want to be, but when you're there, you have no other place, no other option. You have to deal with it, and that's where you got to be. And I'm pretty sure everybody else didn't want to be there anymore. And you know, I've seen other stuff like guards beat inmates and stuff like that, and it'd all be on camera. And then when it comes to court, when the inmate tries to charge the guard, all the stuff comes inconclusive on the videos that there's no proof that this guard beat this inmate. You know, like all the guards will stick up for each other on staff when stuff like that happens.
They told me it was a different world. That's what the boss of the...
Oh yeah, totally different world. Totally
yeah.
different world. You know, I'm not going to give any names out.
No, of course
like that,
not.
But you know what I mean. Like, but I've seen stuff like that happen. You know what I mean. Like, I've had a couple trips there at Saint John. You know, from stupid stuff that I've done.
How come you didn't learn the first time?
I don't know. I was young and dumb and full of cum.
Listen, what did the boys taught? What was the reaction after he died? What did people say? Did the media cover it, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure that man's family jumped right on that and wanted to know what happened.
But we haven't heard anything.
I've never heard nothing else after that. All I heard was that he committed suicide in the nurse's station. But like I said, I don't know how he could have committed suicide when he could barely stand up and he had two guards walking him, holding both of his arms just to get down to the station. The guy couldn't even walk. You know what I mean? And I think it was from refusing his medication. And personally,
there should be some kind of an inquiry of how the medical staff treats an inmate.
Well, totally. And I got another story to tell you too.
Go ahead.
My friend's a diabetic, right? And he's so bad with his diabetes that he has to have an insulin pump on the side of him, plugged into him all the time, injecting insulin through his pancreas. And anyways, when he got there, he was only there. They didn't know a damn thing about that insulin pump. They were testing stuff on him. They were getting him to come out of that unit back and forth. They were, you know, he knew how to use that pump better than that nurse did. And he told me he felt like a guinea pig because they didn't know what to do with it. How do you work it? And they were trying to tell him how to use his pump. And there was times where he had to take the pump from the nurse's hand and said, "No, this is how you do it."
Carl, who the hell does the hiring there?
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Are they students from the medical school or what?
No, I know the nurse there. She's a nurse practitioner, but you know, like maybe she hasn't come encounter with diabetes and other people that are diabetic with an insulin pump. You know, it's new, but maybe it was a good thing that he did go in there so she learned about it. I don't know, but it's pretty sad that she didn't know nothing about an insulin pump when she's a nurse practitioner and she's a professional and she's been there for years. Because when I was there, she's been there since.
Is that the blonde? Is that the blonde that goes there?
I don't know. I don't really want to give no names, you know. But
listen, have you met this Dr. Colin? There's a Dr. Colin. He's in charge. Have you heard that name before?
No, I haven't.
That's the name, Dr. Colin.
He must be the one in charge.
Yes.
But
you had medication and you weren't
I've had medication.
But not by him.
No, they gave me my medication long because I had to wait. It was 2 or 3 days, but I understood. They said there probably would be a 2 or 3 day wait, so I was ready for it. But I've seen other people have to wait 2 weeks before they even got their medication. So
that's it.
That's it.
That's not good.
Hey, Charles.
That's not good. Listen, we're going to see what's going on, and we're going to try to find out. We're going to try to get to the bottom of this. And you really honestly believe that something should be done?
Oh yeah, something should be done about it, and I just think they should be more serious with their job and stop lazing around, stop going there just for the paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, and actually give a shit about the inmates. And
they don't give a shit. The staff is pretty good. I must admit, the staff pretty good.
Well, the guards are polite and stuff like that.
They got nice females, polite, and males too. But I mean, the medical staff, I'm not impressed. They look at you like I'm some kind of piece of. They asked me, they said, "You take drugs?" I said, "No, I'm a drunk."
No, I know, but Charles, you gotta realize though, but half the people that go into jail are drug addicts and junkies and thieves and criminals. Me, I've only committed assaults and stuff like that. I'm not. I wouldn't call it what you'd call a real criminal, but you know what? I have a criminal record, so by the law, I am considered a criminal. But you know what though? They come across people that are high on drugs when they come in there, or just coming off of drugs. Half the people, 70% of the inmates that go in jail are drug addicts. So of course they're going to question. Of course, the nurse station or the nurses are going to question them if they're on any drugs or give them urine samples. They just can't take your word for it that you're on those medications. They have to have approval by their doctor or their family doctor before they even submit or even give any medication to anybody. Wow. That's how it works, man. I
even told them to phone the pharmacy. My drug is right there waiting. My prescription is right there. They could make a phone call. He's not bullshitting. The prescription is there, but they didn't do that. So the bottom line is, they should maybe.
But you know what though, man? They should have gave you your medication, even if you were in there for a few days. Did you happen to have your medication on you?
Yes, plus the inhaler, I had it, and they wouldn't give me that one.
Now that, you should have said that in the beginning, because if you had your medication on you right then and there, and your inhaler, there shouldn't have been no excuse for them to give you your medication that night you got there.
The inhaler, they took it away from me.
See right there, then, well, you had your medication, you have it on paper that you had your medication there, then you have every right. Possibly a lawsuit. And
they have that drug.
I wouldn't say you wouldn't get a lawsuit, actually, to be honest with you, but I think if you should have called the ombudsman and get them to do an investigation on it. But even though
that will take 10 years.
I've heard of people calling the ombudsman and doing it, they'd say they're going to do investigation on it. File closed.
It's different.
I know they don't put 100% into that.
I have way too much time on my hand, and we're going to make sure the next inmate or whatever person that goes in there that is treated with decency and not, like this guy that died. If they would have put him right in the hospital, maybe he would still be alive. But there hasn't been no inquiry. I don't think so. Has there been? Do you know?
Well,
we're gonna find out.
There's no inquiry. Obviously.
Inquest.
I think that more or less people are afraid to speak about it.
Yeah, and they're treated.
And, I think they should speak about it.
Yeah,
and
that's what you're doing now.
They have the right to speak about it, and something like that shouldn't be unsaid. Something like that should be spoke of, and definitely others should be told about it.
Very well said. Thanks a lot, Carl, and good luck. You just keep up the good work.